Anybody else with these Makita grinders that the lock pin is broken off for their grinder? You have to pull it out with your fingernail. Hey, welcome back to another episode of Maintenance with Mike. So as you saw in my last video, I broke my water-filled roller that I was using to roll the driveway. We've got about 11-inch crack here now where looks like the weld failed. I think what we're going to do is we're going to grab the angle grinder with a wire wheel on it and just buzz all this stuff off here. It's pretty muddy and kind of gross. Buzz all this gravel residue stuff away, and then what we might do is heat up this section with a torch. And the only reason I say that is because I still see water residue where that hairline crack was leaking. And I want to make sure we get a good weld. So I want to make sure it's dry on the inside as well. So we're going to hit this with a propane torch and make sure it's all dried. We've got it obviously topside up, so any sort of condensation or moisture would have fallen to the bottom. But I just want to make sure that this is a good solid weld. So we're running the Miller Multimatic 215 connected to 240 volts. And we are running gas. It's not a flux core. We're running a gas feed, gas wire feed MIG. So we're going to be using the gun, wire feed gun with gas, 7525, I believe it is. What we're going to do is we're going to get set up here, get the welder all plugged in. I believe it was set up for TIG, so we'll change the leads and stuff here, and actually have a pair of welding glasses for you as well that we'll put on, so hopefully we'll be able to see what's going on here. So stay tuned. Let me grab the grinder and we'll get going. Okay, so I have to wear reading glasses now, so it makes things a little bit more interesting because I like to wear those so I can actually see what I'm grinding and see what I'm welding. But it kind of adds another layer of, I don't want to use these as eye protection because you're just going to pockmark the lenses. Inevitably, you're going to get something that shoots up and hits the plastic lens and melts to it. So it has settings on the inside that you can push between weld, cut, and grind. So if you can change mode. So I'm in grinding mode right now, so that it won't auto tint. It'll just stay clear. So we've got our wire wheel set up here, and it spins this way. So we're going to try to shoot most of the stuff out that way, just to keep it out of the garage if possible. So what I can see already is the rest of the weld looks okay, to be honest. I think I'm just going to leave it because you know what? It may last another 20 years. We'll probably go, 2 or 3 inches past that hairline crack. But let me show you what's going on there as far as that crack goes. Hopefully you can see it. So you can see the hairline crack starts right here. I really hope you can see that. And it's about 11-inch. I think what we're going to do, I think what I would like to do is take a zip cut wheel on the grinder and cut where this crack is, just to give us a indent that we can fill with weld to make it stronger. I think that's a good idea. because obviously it's gonna, if it's gonna try cracking again, it's gonna try cracking at that same place. So if we build it up by cutting a little bit of that weld out of there with the zip cut wheel, I think is going to help for sure. So let me change to the zip cut wheel, and we'll cut a little bit of that off, and then we'll just put maybe a flapper disc on there instead of a grinding wheel, and just buff all that up so we got some good weld contact. Okay, so as I mentioned here, what we're going to do next is with the zip cut wheel, we're going to try or attempt to see where that crack sort of ends and try to cut that so we have a little bit more that we can fill. And then we're going to put on our little Walter flapper disc here, and we're going to buff up this area here nicely so we have some really good contact for the welder. So I see the crack sort of ends here, so I think we'll cut from here all the way down to about here, and that's just going to give us a little bit of a groove, eh? So that's basically where it cracked. So we're hoping that that's going to give us just a little bit more that we can build on there. So let's pop this off. I think this just is threaded, this one. Whoa. I've already ruined one camera with welding too close to the object, so I'm going to use a digital zoom here. We're going to bring you into about here, maybe 3 times, and we're going to put some welding glasses on you. Okay, so we're set up now. We're running an 030 wire, setting at 8" or 1/8 inch. Is the thickness of the roller, and we're going to turn down the wire feed speed just slightly. We're going to get ourselves sort of set up where we can feel comfortable here just to make a good pass. Looks like the wire feed speed's a bit fast. Okay, let's take your glasses off and show you what we're at. So there you are. There's the weld. Nice big thick weld right across there. We had the drain plug out just so we didn't build up any pressure inside the tank. I think we'll try to grind that a little bit smoother to be a little bit more flat, because obviously you're going to get dunk dunk as it rolls, but I think that's what we're looking for. There we go. And it'd be also with these Makita grinders that the lock pin is broken off for their grinder. You have to pull it out with your fingernail. Yeah, it sucks. Now we don't want to take too much off of it, but we want to make it so it rolls nice. So a little bit more off of here, a little bit more off of there. I think that's about as far down as I want to go. I'm going to leave the rest of it like that. Just because it is a gravel driveway, I'm not packing anything super fancy. So let's shoot a little bit of black paint on that. Everybody should have a can of semi-gloss black paint in their garage, I think, anyway. Now, no point in getting crazy here. It's just going to get all chewed up again. So I think that's going to do it for today's video. That's the repair of the roller drum that I use to compact the driveway that I tow behind either the Coyote or the tractor. We repaired a crack in it that was leaking a little bit of water while I was towing it down the driveway. Welded her all up, shot it with some black paint to keep it from rusting, and we'll call that a fix. So I appreciate you hanging out with us for a bit today. If you like these videos, maybe consider subscribing to the channel. If you have any comments or questions, maybe put them in the comment sections below, and I'll try to get back to you as soon as I can. Maybe share them with a family member or friend as well. And we will see you on the next one. Cheers.